Assalamualaikum.
Hi, my name is Dian Najmi.
My name is Ibrahim Hajar.
My name is Fatin Najiha.
Fatin Nabila here, and I'm Nurul Adila.
And we are from Group
8.
So our topic is ethics and effects.
So, what is ethic and effect?
So basically, you know what ethic is related with what's good, what's bad, and what's moral and immorality. So for the media industry, it's important for them to check what they want to show to the audience. Okay, so basically in their company, they usually have the ethical guidelines where they focus on what to do and what to don'ts, which called self-regulation. Even though this is just like for ethical, not like laws you need to follow or not, but it's still important. So for example, they have broadcast standards, which they check the storyboard first. They want to check whether the content has gruesome content or some nudity part, so they will cut it, or maybe they will explain to the audience in detail, so for the audience they can make sure their children not to watch it. So in that company also usually they have conflict between the broadcast standards and program producer, but they also need to cooperate for the sake of the viewers. So according to Philip Parabinosov, in his real world media ethics, he proposed an ethics rubric, which are from the word ethics, ETHICS, there's like certain things like E, evaluate, T, truth, H, harm, I, investigation, C, codes of ethics, and S, situational ethics. So after ethical guidelines, there are also ethical consideration, but I'm not really sure about that part. How is it, Nabila?
Is actually about making decision. Basically, making decision is not easy things to do because it require heavy thinking, which means we need to have a specific criteria like trust, accuracy, taste, and conflict of interest. So, for ethical decision, electronic media should take responsibilities toward what they shown to the audience, which means if they show something that unrelevant or unsatisfied for the audience may complain, and it will bring bad things to the electronic media corporation. So then media practitioner should consider ethical practice, which means other the agreements that arrive that is not honored, the agreement that is not honored to the individual and corporate credibilities will suffer. So we as a consumer or what we doesn't want to connect it or deal with people that we cannot trust, people that who cannot keep on with their words, cannot fulfill their promises. So that we doesn't want that. We want to deal with someone that honored with their promises and their words. And then not clear cut, ethical decision that is not clear cut, which means when we decide to do something, it will harm a segment of society. But if we not to do that things, it will harm others. So basically, we are in between with whether we are going to do it or not to do it. And then, at this ethical decision in pace and time, it means that we have to show that particular program in the right time and at the right place, which means if you want to show something like have a value that is not supposed to be shown to the kids, we should not show that program 3 p.m. in the evening. We should show the program at the 11 p.m. where the time where kids are sleeping, and that is the time that we should show the program that we doesn't want kids to yes. And then this ethical decision is not ethical decision looks easy, but it's not, like I said before. lack of information and lack of peer pressure will make a difficulties to make an ethical decision. So, deciding what is right in particular circumstances can be difficult. Basically, doing the right thing when a making decision is required. That is what ethical consideration. So, what is the effects of media?
Okay, of course, most of us are affected by the media and influenced by the media. For example, what we wear, what we love to watch. For example, nowadays we have Fast and Furious, for example. So, of course, after you watch Fast and Furious, you when you drive your car, you become like, I'm driving like Mustang or whatever. Faster car, and you try to like drive faster. So this is kind of effect from the media. So watch this video so you can inspire more about the effects of the media.
The media is generally believed to influence people, and the many ways in which individuals and society may be influenced by both news and entertainment mass media are referred to as media effects. It's hardly controversial to say that these media sources can affect our view of the world, but let's talk a little about the ways they can do that. Priming. Media messages may help us to recall old ideas, knowledge, or experience. For example, a news story about the French presidential election might trigger thoughts about the French economy, memories of a trip to Paris, or remind a person to put brie on their grocery list. Agenda setting. Also called gatekeeping, this refers to the fact that the media controls the information we get, and therefore what we think about. Editors have a lot of power here, because they are ultimately the ones who decide what we're thinking about. Framing. Frames are the particular treatment or spin applied to a message. Often this ends up shaping our own opinions of the news, and who the good guy is in any situation. While agenda setting is choosing which stories to tell, framing is choosing how to tell them. Cultivation. After a lot of hours in front of the TV, people start to blur the lines between the real world and the one on TV. For example, based on the number of programs about police, you might guess that more than 1 in 10 men work in law enforcement, when really it's 1 in 100. Of course, some media messages, like ads and public information campaigns, are designed to change our attitudes or behavior. Factors that increase the likelihood of success include likability, credibility, or attractiveness of the source, the arguments used, and people who seem to agree with them. Media also plays a role in persuading people to adopt a new idea or practice. Often they first communicate messages about the new idea, which then spreads through interpersonal networks expanding over time to include social leaders, peers, and the community. This eventually leads to the adoption of the idea or innovation, reaching a critical mass. In today's world, it's impossible to avoid media influence, but by understanding the way it works, you can win back control of your perception and seek to have a balanced view of the world and the people in it.
Okay, as we see, so we have a good influence and bad influence of the media, a good effect and bad effect of the media. So a good effect that what we learn from the media itself, from the program themselves. For example, documentaries that inspire us or educate us about education, or what kind of science program, or what any program that educate us. For example, this is education effect. A bad effects of the media that, for example, video games. Video games are harmful. Like as an example, violent games like GTA or Doom. So there are some certain kids, they pretend to play Doom and then they get affected by this, and because they are addicted to play it, so they buy a gun and they kill children and teenagers. So at the end, they consider them as a murder. So this is a bad effect of the media. So we have a group consider effects, so which is a citizen group and in academic institutions. So they conduct a research which is to help to improve the quality and the quantity of the programs, and even the effects of the media, how they influence the children. What is high profile effects?
Okay. Basically, there are 5 effects in this high profile. Okay, for the first one is violence. Violence, okay, for our information, violence in media is highly criticized sacrifice, especially when the violence seems unnecessary to show it in the television. Okay, for an example, in the music video, the violence that they show in the music video, especially since their target audience is the age group, that they already generate much of the violent behavior in society. Okay, based on cathartic theory, some of them said that they are okay to watch a violence movie because it gives them satisfaction or excitement in their life. Okay, for the second effects is children and media. Okay, nowadays there are much research or discussion that discuss about children and media in that involve violence. Okay, the majority of research have found that media violence is bad for children, especially for those who are actually already influenced with the aggressive behavior. And from the study that I had found, there are 12.5% from the country that from 10 to 14 years old are actually boys who are watching these violence movies. And next is news. Okay, much of the research have found that that concerning on news, where this news is tied up to the types of stories that been shown or discussed in the news. People condemn sensationalism, okay, such as the showing of dead bodies or the flaming of automobiles. And also bias is one of the another concern in this news. Okay, in addition, the news research in the users and gratification category, attempting to learn how and why certain group, which is the citizen group or working women, use various media form such as television, radio to obtain the news. Okay, Nurul, what is the other effects or in these high profile effects?
The other effect is women and minorities. Okay, in the term of use for women, when they are stressed, when they are in a bad mood, they tend to choose media that not really involving, so that they can think about their stress. While men, they tend to they prefer media that to distract them. They prefer media that have high involving message. Portrayal for minorities group convey stereotype like lazy Mexican American, the brownie lesbian, and the subservient wife. And like African American and European American were portrayed as professional and manager. Okay, everyone is made fun for the sake of love. Women and minorities are underrepresented. This does affect their self-esteem and their feelings. Lastly is sex, where women is portrayed as sex in TV and movies. And type and amount of sex are increased day by day. Like bedroom scene in a movie, sex site on internet, and sexy woman as a target in video games. Okay. Sex also combined with violence against women. Okay. Seeing so much sex will make us become promiscuous. Like the sexy woman or something like sexual in a music video become common to people nowadays. And talking about safe sex that they advertise or they show in media, make people think that it is okay to do it because there is safety, but it's not actually.
Hey, korang, faham tak? Do you know that this is the how many day already?
Third day.
Third day.
Third day.
Do you know how many? The third day. Okay, this is the number 3. I will show you day 2 and day 1. Watch it.
Kenapa kita tipu banyak?
Say hi. Assalamualaikum.
I think we should.
Cut.
Assalamualaikum.
My name is Fatin Nabila and I'm Nurul.
Cut.
Assalamualaikum. Hi, my name is Dian Najmi. We have a group
Number 8.
and our topic here are ethics and effects.
So, what is ethics and effects?
So basically, you know, what ethics is related with what's good and bad, what's moral and morality. So for
Okay, that's all for us. See you inshallah. Assalamualaikum.